there is synergy between our sponsor today and the way our company works, because I think one of the things that separates us from a lot of our competitors is our thirst for knowledge and our commitment to giving back. And I think that that has made this company an incredibly successful company over the years. Let me go down the panel first and have everybody introduce themselves, what office they are with, and how many years they've been in the business. Can we start with you, Ellen?
Ellen Castle, Providence, 25 years.
Hi, I'm Sally Corbin. I work in the East Greenwich office, and I've been in real estate 10 years in Rhode Island. Actually, it might be 11, but I'm going to say 10. And prior to that, I was agent in Massachusetts.
Bettina Monaco, I am in the East Greenwich office, and I've been in for 16 years.
Pat Murphy, Cumberland office, and I've been in real estate for about almost 16 years.
Elizabeth Herbst, the Barrington office, and I've been in business, I think, 22 years.
Judy Chase, the Narragansett office. I've been in business for 20 years.
John Seth, the Cumberland office. I'm in my 7th year.
Does everybody on this panel use some kind of handheld device that you get your email from?
I do not.
Who doesn't? Well, that's a shock, because I would have said, had I not asked that question, that they were critical to our business. They were critical as a top producer to be able to be to have access to that kind of information. No, Ellen, go ahead.
Well, I'm old-fashioned, and I'm a compulsive list maker, and I just think that what I'm hearing from everybody, whatever method it is that they use to get there, everybody is organized in their thinking about their tasks, because that's what list making is. It's organizing your tasks.
Here's my theory. My theory is that you don't need a handheld device if you're online often, because people get frustrated in this at this time. They've gotten spoiled. Can you answer this question now? And so you do answer the question now. You may not do it while you're driving, which is illegal now, but you're timely on getting back to people.
Yes, but what do you define as timely? Is timely instantaneous? Because that's
well.
What is timely? Because
I think people are impatient, and I think timely is within the hour.
I was just going to say that I think sometimes in trying to be so spontaneously back, you're not really doing yourself justice, and you're not doing the other person justice, only because a lot of things, certainly for me, have to gel in my mind before I'm going to say, what should this answer be?
You set expectations, and I think it's important to ask, how do you want to be communicated with? Because I'd rather under-promise and over-deliver. So if you set expectations and you tell them what your style is and what they're looking for, then you'll not disappoint them, and that's really all that really matters. Because at the end of the day, all we are is a relationship business. I mean, that's what it is. We want people to know that they can trust what's coming out of our mouth, and that they want to work with us, and that we're giving them good information. So it's a relationship business. Ellen, how do you get clients?
well, at this point, most of my business is referral business. I'd say 95% of it at this point is all referral.
Bettina, how do you develop relationships?
I find that most of my business comes from personal referrals, which I do socially and, different ways of networking. I always keep cards with me. I have distributed cards on a plane. You chat with someone and it works. And the other thing I do enjoy doing an open house. I find you're face-to-face with people. I have gotten listings from it, and I have gotten clients from it. I had one gentleman years ago, he called me and he said, I decided that I would use you. I watched you at an open house. He said, now I want you to sell my house. And he had worked with another agent.
How hard is it, you guys, to price something in today's market, then have to deal with going back to the seller and saying, we tried it, we need a price reduction. Talk to me about how that process is for you. I'm going to start with Judy, because Judy, you deal a lot with very high end. How do you deal with that?
You know, that's the really hard part about it, you know, because a lot of the things that I do, they're, you know, sort of their people's trophy, you know, it's their existence. They have this big, beautiful house, and to tell them it's not worth what they think it is really difficult to do. I like to try to go in there with low expectations and give them an honest opinion. I mean, you have to tell them honestly. You know, if they weren't coming to us because we were the experts, they'd put a great big fat for sale by owner sign out in front. You know, we owe it to them to tell them the truth. Whether they want to hear the truth or not is a completely different issue. But I think if you go in there and say, you know, here's what I think, and, you know, you have to, if they want another number, you say, okay, but at least you've gone in with the number that you think it is. So it's easier to go back a couple of months later to say, okay, remember that number that we talked about? I think it's time to try that one. And, you know, you haven't set, you know, expectations that aren't reachable, but it's difficult. I find that to be one of the more prickly parts of the business.
When you're getting the listing, you try to explain to them about, you know, this is realistically what you really want to sell it for. And then just say, I don't set the prices as much as the appraisers do, really. I mean, they're looking for the last 3 houses that are similar in the last 90 days. And that can change. So you really want to sell your house as fast as possible, because the thing is going to mess you up is if a house down the street goes very, very low, that's going to affect your price, because the appraiser is going to see that, and he's going to, you know, not give you what you're looking for now. So the key is to sell it as fast as possible.
Sally Corbin, how do you deal with the commission question when people are interviewing you and saying, well, so-and-so company said they would do it at 3.5%. How do you deal with the commission speak?
That comes up occasionally. I mean, I know that I have addressed it on a number of occasions, and I feel very comfortable in saying what my commission is, because I know what I do for these people. I know what I do for a listing. I know that customer service is everything. And in this world today, if you are able to get an agent that is so on top of your needs and takes care of the showings in a timely manner, does the open houses, sends you weekly reports, and I list for them what they're going to receive when they list with me. So when it comes to commission, they'll say, well, then somebody can do it for us for 4%. I say, yes, and I'll explain to you how they're able to do that. But I work at a company that's a different structure. This is what I do offer, but I do feel very comfortable in talking about commission, because I know what I give. I give my all to a listing. You would think if you were listing with me, that's the only listing I have. I try very hard to make sure that you are my only client.
Pat, how do you deal with the question of commission when it comes up?
Well, I think I've learned to say, this is what our company needs, and this is what these are the services that we provide, and our sign, certainly in our area, adds a little prestige to the listing, and my name adds a little bit of credibility to the price. So those are the other things, besides everything else, the advertising, our website, besides giving them these examples. I think that usually.
Good line. Good line. We can all take that one. That's a good line. Yeah, Lisbeth.
I think other than saying what you offer, it's also important in this market to say that there's so much inventory that when there are choices, the agents that are showing the property will look for the ones with the best return.
I always say to a client when they are asking me that question, that before I tell you what we're going to charge, let me look at what your competition is paying. I say the same thing, because it is really important to know that real estate agents are paid by the deal, and they are going to look at how much they are being paid. And you want to be competitive with everybody.